All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music, but in this case, another real issue, kind of a bizarre thing, and doing it in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. So, good friend of mine, I call him Mr. O, sent me this article, and I didn't see this anywhere in the so-called classic rock media because I pay attention to those websites and I get feeds from a number of different places that probably would have considered Train as a vintage rock band, classic rock band. I don't know. Um, so anyway, here's the story. Charlie Colin, a bassist and founding member of the rock group Train, has died. He was 58 years old. Colin's sister, Carolyn Stevens, confirmed his death to the Associated Press. No cause of death was given, but TMZ reported that Colin died after slipping and falling in the shower. Okay. 58 years old, slip and fall in the shower. Is it possible? Sure. My dad, I think, had his first real tragic fall. He was 90 when he fell, and he did not die, although it led to a number of health issues, which certainly weren't good and exacerbated his other stuff. And so about a year later, he was gone. But typically, a 58-year-old man doesn't slip and fall and then die in the shower. All right. Just typically, I'm just putting it out there. Maybe you folks, I have a few skeptics, people who just look at what I do here and say, there's no evidence of what you're talking about when it comes to and I'm not relating this, by the way, to the super safe and effective product, which has been banned, by the way, in a number of countries. Just putting that out there. Anyway, Train, the band he was a part of. By the way, I wasn't hostile to Train. I liked some of what they did. The problem with a lot of bands from the 90s is the ones that broke through were just overplayed, overdone, because there was so little variety. And Train was one of those bands that was still kind of melodic, a little alternative, and they fit the time period, late 90s, early 2000s. They fit that really well. And they were just on the radio way too much for me. You would listen to those radio stations like the adult contemporary stations that were playing like Hit Me With Your Best Shot every hour. And I used to consider that a rock song. And then it became like adult contemporary. It's just like, this is weird, right? I get Love Is a Battlefield, but Hit Me With Your Best Shot. And then they would play Train, and they would play all these other 90s things along with some of their favorites from yesterday, along with the favorites of today. And Train, they really fit that. They were a good band for that, much like Maroon 5. Is that who I'm thinking of? No, Matchbox 20. Matchbox 20 was another one of those bands that was just played too much, along with Train. But this is what Train said about Colin. They said he was the sweetest guy and a handsome chap. Let's make a band. That's the only reasonable thing to do. Maybe talking about the early days when they got together. His unique bass playing and beautiful guitar work helped get folks to notice us in San Francisco and beyond. You're a legend, Charlie. Go charm the pants off those angels. Kind of a weird thing to say. I don't know if I would say to charm the pants off of angels. I think that's a little weird. Colin, a native of Newport Beach, attended the Berklee College of Music in Boston. Yes, pretty much everybody who goes to Berklee does fairly well. We don't know if everybody does well, but a lot of Berklee alum go on to be in bands and to be famous. After Colin reconnected with former bandmates Jimmy Stafford and Rob Hotchkiss in San Francisco, they formed Train with singer Pat Monahan and drummer Scott Underwood in the 90s. The group settled into an ageless, light rock sound that proved commercially successful and durable on radio. Yes, making my point here. Landing several hits, including Drops of Jupiter, Tell Me, Tell Me, Tell Me. I put that in there. Meet Virginia and Hey Soul Sister. The group was nominated for 2 Grammys in 2002 for record and rock performance. For Drops of Jupiter, Colin played on Train's first 3 albums, 1998's self-titled LP, 2001's Drops of Jupiter, and 2003's My Private Nation. He left the band in 2003, reportedly due to substance abuse issues. Now, they throw some breadcrumbs out here, substance abuse issues. Maybe he was intoxicated in the shower. Maybe that's what your brain is supposed to do at that point. I still say you don't have to die in the shower. All right, that would be my medical opinion. You don't have to die in the shower. Monahan said in a 2017 interview that Charlie is one incredible bass player, but he was in a lot of pain. And the way he was dealing with it was very painful for everyone else around him. So he quits in 2003. 14 years later, he's still dealing with substance abuse issues. Colin also served as musical director for the Newport Beach Film Festival. The festival's co-founder, Todd Quartararo, said I probably butchered that name, said in a statement to the Associated Press, Charlie was a special part of the Newport Beach Film Festival family. His heart, compassion, and creativity will be surely missed. Colin is survived by his parents, sister, and niece. So apparently he never got married. So there's something else to maybe speculate there about his lifestyle choices. Don't know. Don't care, really. The story originally appeared in the LA Times. So again, am I implying it was something else? No. You look at this, the golf thing, the golfer a few days ago, that turned out to be suicide. So I pulled back on that. You have to be a little sensitive when you put out this content. But falling in the shower is a little bizarre. And it's not bizarre to fall in the shower. It's a little bit weird to die in the shower after you've fallen. Most people get up after they've fallen. So maybe there's something else that they're leaving out. And we will probably never know because they set a narrative here. They set 2 narratives, right? That he had some substance abuse issues and maybe put that in the back of your mind. And then the fall in the shower that may have been caused by the substance abuse issues. It never said here that this gentleman was seeking help or that he was in a 12-step program or anything like that. It just kind of left off where he was at 2017, and we assume that things are still the same today. 58 years old, though, and no longer alive. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Apparently, it would be his sisters and his parents who, let me see that again here, his parents who are still alive. That's got to be rough. Yeah, Colin is survived by his parents, sister, and a niece. Just tragic. Very tragic. But what can you do? These are some weird times that we're living in, and I suspect that we're not getting the full truth on a lot of things that the media puts out there. Maybe the family wants a little more privacy here, and they set up this narrative. Maybe he did really fall in the shower, which isn't any better than the speculation about his substance abuse problems. But again, Train, a pretty tolerable band. I would say that about Train. They're not really my cup of tea, but they're not bad. I'll put it there. I'll leave it there. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Again, this channel continues to struggle with the algorithm. If you can watch the videos, I know The Eric Clapton video really set this thing on fire a little bit. But what's weird, all of the other metrics look amazing except for revenue, which has pretty much remained flat, which to me doesn't make any sense because if you get more views, typically revenue goes up. So again, I ask for folks to help out on Patreon. That's your choice if you want to do that. You don't have to. You can buy me a coffee. You can do a YouTube membership, but all of it helps keep this channel going. I know this isn't a super elaborate setup that I've got here, and it's just me kind of winging it every day, but that's what I do. So if you enjoy that, and you can still enjoy other channels that do things differently, but if you want to come over here and just hear some guy talking, I know it's boring, I know it's not exciting, but here I am. If you want to do that and you want to support my work over here, I'd appreciate that. It's been like 8 years of doing this, believe it or not. So who knew, right? But we're still here, and it's you and I, real people like you and me, every single day, pretty much, talking about the things that I care about. Maybe some of you also care about. So again, thanks for the support, and I will see you soon.